we would be planning our trip up there.
Oh, can't wait. Okay. Good morning, Manila, and good evening, San Francisco. So this morning, of course, I'm going to relate to being Manila. We have an inspiring woman for our In Love With Me episode. And she is someone that's inspired me throughout my I guess ever since I've met my husband. She is my cousin-in-law, and she has been such an inspiration to a lot of people. I can't wait to share her stories with you guys, but I know that she will give you some wise words, wisdom on how to be strong and just keeping the faith in what you do. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you guys Miss Shannon Carter Gascon. Hi, Shannon.
Hi there.
All the way from San Francisco, Oakland. Thank you for joining me this morning in Manila. I know that having you on this series will help really make people think more about their lives as an advantage, and to see that there is some light after all these challenges that we're going through right now. So since a lot of people here in the Philippines do not really know your story, please share a little bit on how you became a skin specialist, a licensed esthetician, and own your own company, Studio Basi.
Well, for me, it really started out of, well, first, let's just say necessity, right? Because we all have to have a job and a career. And I was a makeup artist for a really long time, maybe 10 years before I became an esthetician. And, I was a mom, and I had a daughter with special needs, and I needed to work the type of job that gave me freedom and flexibility to make my own schedule. And so I worked, as a makeup artist for a really long time. And I suffered from acne, and I was covering it up with makeup, and I was doing the same for my clients. So I finally decided to get my esthetician's license, really out of a need to help my skin and that of my bridal clients, because I was doing a lot of brides at the time. And I met another esthetician who was just really a brilliant woman, and she really helped me to clear my skin. And then she introduced me to the doctor who taught her.
Yeah.
And when it kind of took off from there, I always had the entrepreneurial type of spirit. So, working for myself and being my own boss was always a priority for me. Even as a really young person, I always knew I was going to work for myself. I would say even, in my early 20s, I wanted that.
Yeah. And that's what I've seen in you. I mean, just living in the States back in 2012. No, we left 2012. We were there 2010. And the 2 years I was inspired by you because, I just saw you as a empowered woman, knew what you wanted. The most important thing that I really saw in your value is how you treated your clients. Your clients became your family. And that's an amazing trait, personality that you have. Every time I sit in, at first, people might not know I'm also a licensed esthetician because of Shannon. She encouraged me to study skincare. I know I should know about skincare, but I always had, I guess, a fun passion of popping pimples, but there's more to it, right? There's more to it. And so I studied there, and then Shannon was basically one of my strength, my pillar while I was in the States. And then I got my license. I worked with Shannon for, the period that I was there. But in the beginning, it was more of me sitting in during her sessions with her clients. And I just studied, I took notes, and it was so amazing the way that you relate to your family. It's they're already family because, I know it relates to what we're talking about, like the campaign of mental health. What you do each day is helping people's self-esteem, right?
So true. It's really true. I mean, if you don't have a love of people, then you're in the wrong business in terms of aesthetics, because it is a people business. And our self-esteem is so tied into our face. It's what, the first thing people see when they talk to us, right? They're looking at your face. And, even if you just have one pimple, you can't help but think, oh my gosh, they're just staring at my chin. Or because
Yeah.
I've been there as somebody who suffered for acne for many, many years. Even after I became an esthetician, I didn't know how to clear acne. They don't really teach you that in school. And
Yeah.
my whole goal was to learn how to treat acne.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think if you're not a people person, if you don't have that passion to help, it's you're not going to be very successful in this line of work.
Mhm. So, right now, I know it's also a big challenge for everyone. And with you, how do you still stay connected with your clients if you cannot go to your studio?
I've been really reaching out to my clients through email. We've been doing a lot of, chatting on the phone. I've been doing some video, like WhatsApp type of video chatting with them. And I have really made an effort to make sure that everybody knows that we're still there for them. I say that, the doors are closed, but the business is still open. So we're still available to our clients for customer support. And it's been really, really nice. And it's given us really the opportunity to meet with them when we because we have a lot of clients who are long distance, so we
Yeah.
don't see them very often.
Mhm.
They might come back to town to see their family or friends, but it's given us an opportunity to reach out in a different way and to help them really to um, reprioritize whatever their skincare goals are.
Mhm.
And I think we didn't have a lot of time to do that in the past because we were so busy in the clinic.
Right.
We would schedule those appointments for them, but
Yeah.
this was really nice because I had all day to do it. So I've connected with a lot of clients that I haven't seen face to face in
Right.
a long time. So that was really nice. Um, and it's really made me realize how much I do love being in the treatment room too. I miss it. I miss the interaction. It's a big part of our social life too. We see our clients sometimes more than we see some of our family members, right?
Yeah, I noticed that because you work. Hey, you work so hard. I remember I would stay in the clinic with you from the time you open the door to the time that you close it, and yeah, it seems like a short period because you're having fun and the people that you're seeing or you're meeting. It's just like so exciting. I guess I don't know. They have new stories for you to tell. Um, for you to be such an expert on skin, there's always something new that I remember, like, or I learn when you see a client. It's like, you've been picking it, you've been doing this. It's like, whoa, you psychic, you know? But what's amazing, guys, if you don't know Shannon, like, she has beautiful skin. You would not even know how old she is. Like, she would be, like, to me, if I didn't know her, she'd be like in her 30s or late 20s, and that's something I know she loves to hear. But she is proud of her age. And when people do ask, they're like in shock, like, what are you using? What are you doing? So it's really amazing to be inspired by Shannon in that sense. You did answer, I guess, the new things you've been doing during this quarantine is connecting with your clients. Is there anything else new, a new habit?
Well,
Now that you
yeah,
have time for yourself, what have you been doing that's new?
I've been working out more. So that's something that's really, it's been nice because I don't, normally we always tell ourselves we don't have enough time, right?
Yeah.
And I do work out 3 times a week, but I bumped it up to 4 to 5 times a week. And it's been really nice. It's nice to see that change in my body, to see the muscle tone,
Mhm.
really to achieve the goals that I've wanted to achieve for myself. It's nice to see that and have the time for it. But what it's really made me realize is there was always time. It was
Mhm.
a matter of, did I want to make that a priority?
Yeah.
And so I wasn't making it as much of a priority as I'm doing now, but that was a choice. It was not because I didn't have the time. And
Yeah.
that's probably one of the big things that I've realized.
Yeah, and then of course your Tali's home, your youngest daughter, so there's more mother-daughter bonding.
Oh, that's hilarious. That girl, she's so funny. She cracks me up. But yeah, that's been really nice. It's
Mhm.
another thing I've realized from staying at home is that I'm really going to restructure my hours at work.
Yeah,
And I can. I have an amazing staff that can cover for me. I think I'm going to, moving forward, leave a little bit earlier so that
mhm.
I'm home earlier. Having dinner together with my
Yeah,
family every night, cooking, that's been really nice. She made a comment to me the other day, or to us at the dinner table.
yeah,
Victor, my husband, said, "Oh, this is really nice. This is one of the nice benefits of this is we really sit down and have dinner together,
right.
every night." And she
Hmm.
said, "Yeah, you guys are really busy, so sometimes you order food, and she's busy with her homework,
Right.
and so I thought, we really could make this
Hmm.
7 nights a week. We really could. It's just a matter of choosing it.
Right, and that's what some of my other speakers were saying too. That they realize that you do have enough time. It's really our choice to
Yeah.
organize and balance.
Yes.
As of course a workaholic like me too. You've seen I'm like I come and go, but then
You
uh,
really,
I
girl.
homeschooled my children before this whole thing, but feel as though I'm still like super busy even though, and I restructured it that way to own my own company so I can spend more time with them. But then it seemed like I was spending less time, not unless I really force myself. But I guess that's what empowered women do. They do work a lot to help provide for the family. But then again, does it really is it really worth it? Is it because when now you realize you have time, it's like oh wow, it really affects their mental health, right?
So
So
true. So true. And Mafe, I have to say that, when we go to the Philippines,
mhm.
I'm just in awe of you as well, because you really are a boss lady. You really have it together, and you are one of the hardest working women I know. I mean, really, you and Nick,
Thank you.
you guys are like a little power couple, not little, a big power couple. But you guys, you provide for your family. You more than provide. You really are teaching
We
your
have a pretty
children.
much, so we have to.
Yeah. But you're really teaching your children, the value of hard work. You're teaching them the most amazing work ethic. And your children are some of the most really well behaved, most mature children, seriously, I have
Mhm.
ever met. And we talk about that all the time. They're going to be,
Thank
little
you.
powerhouses themselves in terms of business. So,
I mean, Nick and I always say that we're not perfect. We even tell them that. I guess it's the open communication that we have with them that
mhm.
makes them feel, that they can really trust us. Um, yeah, they've seen us. We're not perfect, but we make sure that they understand why we do the things we do instead of, just neglecting them or not telling them the truth. I guess honesty is really the best policy when it comes to your children. Um, parenting is another huge job. You know that.
Well,
Um,
yeah. And yeah,
and
you guys have five.
Shannon, guys, like she mentioned earlier, she has her older daughter that actually she raised before she met her husband now. And that was a tough one, right? Would you like to share those moments and how you were inspired to motivate yourself more in becoming successful?
Well, I think a lot for me, a lot of it had to do with necessity. Like I didn't really have a choice. I didn't have options.
Yeah.
I didn't come from a family that had money, or I had to do it. I don't know. I feel like a lot of parents, I think every parent feels this way. You want to do
Mhm.
more for your children than what was done for you. And hopefully
Yeah.
my children will feel the same way. And hopefully my children will do it better than I've done it. And I want to have more freedom in my life down the road. I want to be able to have more choices. And that
Yeah.
freedom and those choices come from, creating my own destiny and not being at the mercy of anybody, not a boss, not and especially as a woman, it was really important to me, and my mother taught me this, is to always be able to provide for yourself without a man. Not to say that men aren't
Right.
important. Of course, they're
Right.
important. He's wonderful and he's important. But if for whatever reason my husband wasn't in my life tomorrow, I could take care of
Mhm.
myself. I have my own money. I have my own, I have a business. And we do run it together, and that's great. And he would be fine without me too. So, he would be great on his own. It's just that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm not saying in terms of our relationship. I'm saying in terms of things happen, God forbid. But if something happened to him and he got sick and he couldn't work, I could still run the business by myself. And I
Yeah.
think every woman needs to put herself in a position financially, mentally, and emotionally that she could always take care of herself with or without a man. That's really important. But,
Yeah.
but I give a lot of credit to my husband because everything I've achieved, a lot of it has been with his support, with his help. Um, but we each could achieve on our own. And I think that's really, really important. It's important for him and it's important for me that we each know that and
Yeah.
understand it and feel that way. And we have mutual respect for one another because of that.
Mhm. Yeah, I see that too. You know, you guys are a power couple. Yeah, just to align what you were saying earlier. You know, I see it so much in both of your daughters. What you've taught them. You know, Chrissy is such a superwoman. You know, she's got what, double degrees,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Uh,
No, she's
Smart girl.
smart.
Tali, amazing. You know, love him so much, and I know my daughter is so inspired by them, and just always look up to what you guys are doing out there. Um, so, what else have you been experimenting on? You told me earlier that you've been cooking a lot, and I know you are a great chef already. But is there any new cuisines that you've tried or new menus?
Actually, I tried something today that was an epic fail, but hey, I failed at a lot of things. This is how I learn. So
Yeah, exactly.
I am experimenting cooking. Trying to do a little bit more Asian food, and
Mm,
that's not my area of expertise, but I love to cook and I love
yeah.
to experiment. So that was kind of fun. But Victor was like, he was trying to be polite. I'm like, yeah, this didn't work. We'll try round two tomorrow. That's life, right? I have failed at so many things, and
Yeah.
so but hey, whatever. That's really how we become successful. Get
Right.
out
You have to
there.
have that.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
try. You have to try to really just. I
Get
try
out of your comfort zone.
exactly. I try to elevate everything I do to the next level, and I'm not
Mhm.
successful at all of it. But the main thing that I really want my daughters to take away from this is that you have to try, right? You
Yeah.
have to try, and sometimes, and maybe this is out of being naive, I don't know, but sometimes I have no fear around certain things, and
Yeah.
that's how I achieve something. And then there are other things that I have fear around and insecurities, just like every woman
Right.
does.
Yes.
Um, but one of the things that has been kind of a challenge for me during this shutdown was that the labs that I use, they
Hmm.
all closed down. And so normally if I had time off, this is a time to start working on new
Right.
formulations,
Hmm.
testing. Fortunately, most of them have now all opened back up.
Yeah.
So for my field, that's what I'm working on are some new projects, some
Hmm.
new, um, working with new ingredients I haven't worked with before.
Hmm.
In my personal life, like I said about exercising, I'm trying to take that to the next level and step out
Yeah.
of my comfort zone with that. And really just connecting with my friends and family,
Hmm.
things I haven't had a lot of time to do. I've been, talking to my parents more often.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like they're down the street. Well, for you, they are down the street, but you engage with them more. Like to me, my parents are in Sydney, and I talk to them every day. I feel like, oh, they're just next door. You know, that's what this. You know, we're lucky with this technology that, with Zoom, with Skype, even
mhm.
Viber. There's so many free technology that we can utilize to keep in touch with everyone. I guess that's the advantage of or the
Technology.
plus that we
Yeah.
have right now. We're
Mhm.
not alone. You're never alone, really. Um, but yeah, like, I just wanted to plug in, guys, that, Shannon's studio is so beautiful. It's located in Berkeley, and it's located in this beautiful building. What's the name of the building again?
The Berkeley City Club.
Yes, the Berkeley City Club.
Historic.
And it's just, you've been there for how long now?
Since 2009 is when I moved to
Wow.
that location. Yeah, this is my third location actually. Yeah, third.
Mhm. Yeah. So, when if you want to go visit her, you can also check her out on Instagram. It's Studio Abasi. I'll put it on the caption here so that you guys can check it out. You'll be able to see what services Shannon does, her fabulous line of products I still use. When she comes here to the Philippines, she brings me some. But
Bring me. Yep.
I love her products because she really researches. She goes and finds products and mixes it together that are, they're not, they're harmless. Like they're really good at, she tests on herself. And I know when she's in holiday in the Philippines, whenever we go to the mall, I bring it to the mall. She comes, I all of a sudden see her with a big bag of products. And I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm testing everybody else's products. And I was like, man, you're supposed to be on vacation. But that's the type of woman she is. She takes every second of any day every day to make sure that she is on top of her game, on top of her, what her competition, what are they doing, her relevance. Yeah, so I have a few questions for you. Got some people asking questions. Okay, what motivated you to become an esthetician? I think you answered that earlier, but I guess you can.
Having my own skin challenges and being a makeup artist and applying makeup. I was doing a lot of brides, but I was also doing print work as well. And so
Yeah.
working with women it could be men sometimes too, but people who had skin challenges. I was an airbrush makeup artist, and I
Yes.
was just covering up their skin challenges.
Yeah.
And as I prepared for my own wedding, I thought, you know what, I'm really tired of this. I have my own concerns. And so I told my husband, I'm going to go to school and get my esthetician's license so I can learn how to take care of my client's skin before,
Yes.
whether it's a wedding or whatever their goal is, to get
Mhm.
them ready for their big day.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's the most rewarding thing about what you do?
Wow, the results, the
Mhm.
people, it's really crazy because who gets to work a job where the people or the person who pays you gives
Mhm.
you a hug,
Yeah.
becomes your friend, shares their personal life stories with you. I became the godmother of one of my clients' children, and my daughter's one of her best friends who was in her wedding
Yeah.
started out as a client of mine. I brought her home for Thanksgiving one year, and we just, she's been with us ever since, and that
Yeah.
was probably 9 years ago or something. Alani.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the people connection.
Yeah.
It it's empowering other people. It's so cool to have a client who used to come in with their hair in their face
Yeah.
and wear a bunch of makeup, and a couple of months later they're pulling their hair back, or they cut their hair, or they've lightened up the makeup, and just to see them walk in with a smile on their face
Mhm.
versus when they used to walk in with their head down.
Right.
It, it's a job that is incredibly rewarding because of the changes that you can make in other people's lives, and it just doesn't really get any better than that.
Yeah. Again, that's like promoting mental health. You're really touching their hearts, not just their skin. You're touching their hearts, and I've seen
It's
it.
true.
Um,
It's true.
every client that Shannon's had, I've seen the change, and I've seen their relationship with each other. It's like, wow, I love that. I want to do that. Okay, so I have another one. Okay, hi. What I can is what I eat can cause breakouts, and what food
Absolutely.
should I avoid to prevent breakouts?
Oh, there's a few. There's a lot actually. Dairy's one of them. Dairy's a big one. So yogurt, milk, cheese, butter. That's a big one. There's a lot of androgen hormones in dairy, and it's just going to stimulate and trigger more acne. It'll exacerbate it for sure. A lot of high carb diet, sugar, bread, pasta, rice. Limit those carbohydrates because the body processes them as sugar, and that creates inflammation throughout the entire body. It affects the hormones. Um, Things that are high in iodine, seaweed, shellfish. Um, what else is high in iodine? asparagus, broccoli, most all vegetables are good. Well, they're all good, but some vegetables are higher in iodine than others, and so I would avoid those that are higher. And if you really want a full list, reach out to me, and I'm happy to send a list.
Yeah, you can reach out to her on Studio Basi, or I'll also put her handles here. I mean, this is a time, like I've been telling everybody, that all these inspiring people are at home waiting to converse with people and share their expertise, right?
So
So Shannon is open book. Trust me, like she's read all the books, she's done all the research. You know, I always see it, and um, she knows what's just to share. Tali, right? She's allergic to nuts, so she already knows. She's living, with her daughter and knowing what's good and what's not good to eat. As far as I think the different stages. Would you like to emphasize? I know there's for teenagers. How can they prevent acne? Because of course that's during puberty. How can they lessen, or what they should they do?
the one thing that I find that's really tough for teenagers is really the consistency and the discipline around food. I would say food is the biggest setback for teenagers. Salty foods, sweet foods. This is a It's tough for them because sometimes they're not in charge of what they eat either. You know, they're eating what their family cooks, or and then they go to school and they're eating what's offered at school. But eating really clean, eating a lot of and protein, vegetables and protein. Try to eliminate the extras, which, like I said, the bread, limit that rice. It doesn't mean you can never have rice, but cut back how much you're eating. Maybe start by cutting it right in half. That's always a good start.
Yeah.
Being cognizant of that. Sweet drinks, soda, tea, juice. Just drink clear, drink water. Water is the best thing that you can do for your skin. Drink it all day long. And, you might, as a teenager, they might have to talk to their parents about food choices and what's available for them.
Yeah. And of course, most important, guys, you need sleep.
Oh, yeah, thank you for saying that.
Playing video games, right?
That's 100%. Lack of sleep triggers more acne. That is the honest to God truth. You have to have a schedule. Kids need their sleep. Teenagers need their sleep.
And you deal with a lot of the college students that do not sleep and have a lot of stress, right? So
that's right. They're up late at night and they're studying late. And I tell them, even if you're awake studying till 1 a.m, you must do your home care regimen early. After you have dinner, brush your teeth, do your regimen.
Yeah.
Plan your snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Plan your snacks rather than just chips and processed foods. Try to eat the least amount of processed foods as possible.
Okay, I guess I don't know if we already answered this, but what other lifestyle changes would you recommend to keep acne at bay? Use your products.
Absolutely. Products are everything. We put our clients on a whole regimen of products, and that means avoiding skincare products that contain pore clogging ingredients. Coconut. It was such a, I don't know if it's still a rage right now. I'm not seeing it as much on Instagram and on Facebook, but for a long time we were seeing a lot of coconut oil. Coconut oil cures everything. No, that's not true. It certainly doesn't cure acne. It exacerbates acne. So you have to watch out for a lot of those myths that are out there. On Facebook and Instagram and social media. There's a lot of well-intentioned YouTube bloggers, and these are beauty enthusiasts, as I like to call them, but do they really have a background in skin, chemistry, biology? And most of the time it's no. So you have to be careful about a lot of misinformation that's out there. You can reach out to me. I'm happy to help you or clear anything up for you.
Yeah, because I know it's a base one-on-one. It's like a base case, right?
Yeah, it really is. It's individual. So as we talked about earlier in terms of lifestyle, get your sleep, try to reduce your stress, be consistent with eating, but eat well. Sometimes I know with students, they'll go all day without eating and then they'll eat everything they can get their hands on. So you have to plan it out Plan your meals, have your water, have your vegetables, and have a protein.
Mhm. Okay. Have you ever had any famous clients? Of course,
Well,
that's private,
I
but have you?
have actually. Yeah, it's really cool. We have, and it's always exciting and it's always flattering. Athletes and people who were on television. Yes.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So everybody's, the same, right? Everybody goes through that stage where they have problems with their skin.
It's true. Yep. Nobody is immune. And when you see somebody on television, their skin looks so perfect. A lot of that is, it's really good makeup, it's really good lighting. But yeah, they suffer from it too.
Okay, so with you, I want to ask, what is your um, daily habits on taking care of your skin?
Well, so, I have a morning routine and an evening routine. Everything that we ask our clients to do, I do. And because everybody who works at my clinic suffers from acne, so we all can relate and we all follow the same protocols that we recommend. So we really walk the walk.
Yeah.
At night, washing your face, so important to wash your face and remove that makeup for women. That's so important. I cannot stress that enough. I can't tell you how many people, new clients who come in and tell me that, they just don't wash their face at night. They only wash it in the morning. So a lot of the pollution and inflammation that happens in the skin happens during the day when you're outside, when you're exposed to, bad air, when you're exposed to, when you're experiencing stress, when you're eating the wrong foods. The skin repairs itself when you go to bed at night. You want to help it along. Wash your face. I use serums on my skin, Mandelic serum. I use moisturizer on my face. I use retinoids, our retinoid that I make. Um, Everything that is both preventative and corrective is what I'm using on my skin. And I have my morning routine. I wash my face again. And in the morning, I like to use protective things like topical vitamin C. That
Yeah.
helps to reduce inflammation throughout the day. Sunscreen. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
sunscreen is one of the most affordable anti-aging products you can ever use on your skin, and everybody should be using sunscreen. it's
Every time
it's
I see sunblock or sunscreen, it reminds me of you because you do not leave the house without it. And
that's
your
right.
good hat.
That's right. Yeah, so you know me,
Yeah.
always have
So, yeah. Okay. Um, oh, this is a good one. What is your life mantra?
I'm going to say that changes a lot based on what's going on. But one thing I would say that's really important to me in terms of a mantra is I always I always try to elevate everything I do.
Mhm.
Elevate it, whether it's being a parent, being a wife, being a cook, being a boss. Um, I just try to elevate and improve. We should never stop trying to improve ourselves.
Right.
We should never stop trying to improve ourselves. I have employees and I try to help elevate them too. And by elevating ourselves, I'm elevating the people around me. And just imagine if everybody really took that approach, if we all did that with each other, girlfriends, colleagues. That's really our job,
Yeah.
is to elevate ourselves and to help elevate those around us. You know, when you do that, you really realize that your life, it isn't just about us.
Yeah.
The more successful I am, the more successful
Right.
everybody around me becomes.
Yeah.
And that's the greatest, greatest joy. And I am where I'm at because of some, my mentors and people who were very successful and helped me along the way. So pay it forward.
Mhm.
Pay it forward
Always
is
surrounding yourself with positivity, right? Of course, I know that I'm strong enough, and I know you're strong enough because I see you go through it. Just helping others who are in the dark, right? Or people
yes.
who are just negative, you turn them into positive. I mean, I think that's also a calling of yours, to really empower those and make sure that everybody is, living their life to the fullest.
It's
And
important.
yeah, like sometimes it's a hard position to be in, but
Oh,
again,
girl.
like you said, when you're able to see the change, that's the reward, right? And it's a bigger calling than just you have to be selfless. It can't be just always making money. It's not always about material things. It's about making sure people are safe or people are feeling the happiness that we're feeling.
Mm-hmm. You're spot on about that. You're 100% spot on about that. I think that there are so many people out there that aren't in a safe space, and there are a lot of people who in their life haven't had a level of support
Mhm.
to help them achieve their goals. And so I'm kind of a nurturer by nature.
Yeah.
I kind of mommy everybody.
You are.
I like everybody to be okay. And when somebody I love or I care about, or even somebody I've just met, really, I mean, if somebody is not okay and not in a safe space,
Yeah.
I feel this, ugh, you know,
Yeah.
I just feel this need to, especially when it comes to anybody who's vulnerable, I just feel this need to help.
Right.
It's just it's just who I am. It's what I like to do. And honestly, I've really had to work on boundaries sometimes. I've, I've had to work on boundaries because sometimes that nurturing nature about me
Mhm.
sometimes can be a deficit in some way. So you also have to set boundaries.
Right.
And so that's part of growing up and being an adult is setting boundaries and knowing when it's okay to say no.
Yes.
And and
Tough love
to,
is also good.
I'm all about tough love. You know that. I'm all about tough love. Yeah, that's right. You have to know when to say no, and you have to draw those boundaries so that you're always okay too.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there who will suck the life out of you. Let's be
Yeah.
real. And I've encountered many of those people too. And I'm like, oh, I wanted to help you, but
This is an episode. Anywho, okay, just to wrap up, it's been so great chatting with you, Shannon. I miss you so much. Message to your family and friends and your clients, your followers on social media. What can you share some motivation words for them right now?
to try to always look at the upside of everything because we are always going to be hit with things that we don't expect. And we never expected this, right?
Yeah.
And all this started. I was in the Philippines. I was with you when all this
I
was going on,
know.
right? We didn't expect all this to happen, but to always, whenever I encounter any kind of obstacle in life, I always look for the way out. I always look for the way out, or I always try to look for the positive.
Yeah.
So I really wish that, the takeaway from this is that, we're still okay. Most people, a lot of people have lost their lives. Some people have lost their jobs, and some people aren't going to have jobs to go back to. But, you know, try to try to be the comeback queen, right? Try to be I feel like that's where you shine.
Yeah.
That's where you shine. It's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. And
Right.
sometimes we have to start all over again, but it's
Yeah.
always about how you choose to finish.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There you go, guys. Coming from the Skin Queen. Thanks again, Shannon, for
You're
joining us.
welcome. Thanks for asking me.
Of course, I hope everybody who has more questions for Shannon just reach out. I'll put her handles and her contact of social media here in the caption. Again, be inspired, everyone. Stay healthy, and don't forget to drink lots of water. Okay. Again, thanks, Shannon.
Bye bye.